Hey guys, Fizz here, and this video has been quite the process. I've been toiling over this for days, trying to go through everything this game has to offer, and in my personal experience playing through the campaign and both multiplayers. There have been radically varying opinions on this game, but today we're finally going to go through every aspect of this game and review it from the perspective of someone who grew up with Halo. I love Halo. I've played every single one, read the books, followed each marketing campaign religiously, and put more hours into Halo 2 multiplayer than most elementary schoolers can even count. So without further ado, let's review Halo 5 Guardians. Halo 5 changes up the gameplay more than any previous title has before it. The game still shoots and feels like Halo, which is commendable, but the new thrusters and Spartan abilities add a new layer to the already tried and true mechanics. They also add to the skill gap, as even the most seasoned of Halo veteran is going to need to learn how to use these new mechanics appropriately or get crushed by the people who already do. Another gameplay tweak was the addition of Smart Link, which adds a zoom to weapons that previously never had that function, like the assault rifle or the shotgun. However, since the zoom is purely cosmetic, it's practically worthless on the non-precision weapons. But that's not the only tweak to zoom. De-scoping's back, so if you are zoomed in and you're shot, you will unzoom, just like the old Halo games. I actually really like these additions. They add to the game without taking out the Halo feel of it. Sound design in Halo 5 is the best it's ever been. Guns sound meaty, explosions are crisp, Spartans provide battle chatter, the voice acting, motion capture, it's all superb. But the real standout is the music. Composer Kazuma Jinoichi has created a masterpiece that incorporates the best of old and new. And of course, without spoiling anything, once you beat the story, that main menu theme will have so much more meaning to you. But this is the first game soundtrack I bought since 2007's Halo 3. It's really, really good. This is the first Halo game made truly for the Xbox One, and you can really see that in-game. Environments are bigger, more lush, with tons more enemies on screen. This game also uses a dynamic resolution to keep the targeted frame rate of 60, a series first. The resolution campaign and arena hangs close to the 900 1080p range. Although we do see lower numbers in Warzone. The trade-off to that, of course, is an unmovable 60 FPS. If you don't believe me, just go watch the Digital Foundry video. It's insane. The game is just buttery smooth. Texture quality across the board is great, and the lighting and particle effects are phenomenal. But of course, the 8th generation is not perfect. Some trade-offs were made. Some ground textures can get a little muddy. And at a distance, the animations become rendered in 30 FPS, kind of like the Ghost Plasma Bolts in the Master Chief Collection version of Halo 1. However, these trade-offs don't really have a major impact on the presentation. And, the game is really quite beautiful. And the art direction is just phenomenal. Anyways, the multiplayer is split up into two distinct parts, Arena and Warzone. Arena is a fast-paced, traditional Halo multiplayer with game types like Stronghold, Slayer, Capture the Flag, Big Team Battle, and a new addition, Breakout. Breakout is highly competitive, 1 life per round, no shields, and 2 ways to win, capture the neutral flag or kill everyone. It's quite a blast, and the specialty maps, only for Breakout, are pretty awesome. Speaking of maps, this game has a ton, and most of them are really great. My favorites being Coliseum, Fathom, and Truth, which is just midship. And hey, if you don't care for the vanilla maps, don't fret, because all future map packs are 100% free to all players. The guns are great too. Most of the returning weapons have been heavily retooled and rebalanced. Gone are the days of the useless weapons. The suppressor is deadly now, the needler, bolt shot, storm rifle, magnum, everything, they're all useful now. New weapons feel great too. My favorite new weapon is the Hydra Launcher. It's like a lock-on rocket launcher, excuse me. It shoots Hydra rockets, and it's kind of weaker than the regular rocket launcher, but still effective. Customization is also really great in this game. 175 armors and helmets, tons of visors, emblems, stances, camos, and more. The major change is just how you unlock them, but we'll get to that in a little bit. I'm also happy to report that the servers are great. Glad to see 343 learning from the MCC debacle. You connect to lobbies lightning fast, and this game does use dedicated servers, so lag is rare. And that kind of brings us to Warzone. Warzone is the other side of multiplayer. It's 12v12 with AI enemies, bosses, bases, just general chaos. You can call on vehicles by getting your team to certain levels in the match and then spending a rec card. These cards are Halo 5's new unlock system. Told you we'd come back to this. Every time you complete a match, you get rec points, Halo 5's new currency, which you use to purchase rec packs. And these packs hold all of Halo 5's unlocks, all the customization, armors, helmets, emblems, stances, assassinations, visors, everything. But they also have single-use vehicles, weapons, and power-ups for Warzone, as well as XP bonuses. You'll get rec points fairly quickly, and you can sell items you don't want for more rec points, so rec points are fairly easy to get. But you can also buy packs with real money. They are cheap, but no, none of this. This is as far as it goes, okay? Don't turn into EA and nickel and dime your players, alright? I don't want to see you go down that route. Although I will admit that as far as microtransactions go, these are rather tame. I just don't want to see this get out of hand in future titles. We need to, say no to this kind of crap, because I hate microtransactions. Anyways, in Warzone, you get points for killing Spartans and bosses, as well as holding bases, and first to 1,000 points wins. The maps are pretty huge, but ultimately, Warzone gets a little boring, and I kind of find myself always going back to Arena, that more traditional Halo multiplayer. But, here we go. Time to talk about campaign. This is the topic of many Halo debates, and, a lot of people are really torn about how they feel about it. But I'll try to run through it in detail with no spoilers, of course. The game's campaign really parallels Halo 2 in a number of ways. The game is split between two perspectives. Spartan Locke, who was unveiled during the MCC announcement, and also was the main character of the Nightfall movie or miniseries. And of course, his Spartan team, Osiris, which consists of newcomers Olympia Vale, who's played by Laura Bailey, or as I call her, Laura Bailey. Sorry. And Holly Tanaka, as well as returning fan favorite Edward Buck from Halo 3 ODST. And then, on the other side, we also play as Master Chief and his team, Blue Team, which if you've read the books or Fall of Reach or seen the new Fall of Reach animated series, you'd recognize them as Chief's lifelong friends, and some of the last surviving Spartan 2s. And you can really see their bond throughout the campaign. They're a family. But even if you haven't read those books, they do mention it through the character interactions while in-game. And, not a heavy-handed cutscene, but just subtle dialogue so that it's there for the newcomers, but it doesn't, they're not trying to hit you over the head with it. The campaign is a huge co-op focus, and even when you're not playing with your real-life friends, you're still accompanied by your AI team that can give you commands, that you can give commands to, sorry. Sadly, the AI is complete ass, constantly getting themselves killed on the way to revive me. It was so bad it actually became funny. But, regardless of the bad AI, it was still nice having teammates. They do come in handy for the most part, but if you're expecting to sit down and enjoy some split screen, sadly, that's gone. I know. Hold your pitchforks, I'm upset about it too. However, the levels in the campaign are wonderfully paced and diverse, full of gorgeous environments, and they're much more open this time around, and ultimately, it's a blast to play solo with AI, or co-op on Xbox Live. You will have fun. A complaint that many people had about the story was that it doesn't really advance until the end, and then everything kind of just explodes and ends right when it's getting good. And while that's kind of true, the main plot does seem to trickle a little bit, and then the main meat of this game is really in its secondary plot. And I know that's kind of unusual, but the Covenant's last stand against the Arbiter. This plot wraps up the events of Halos 2 and 3 in a nice clean bow, and I honestly really, really enjoyed it. The main plot is kind of like a mystery, drama, slow-moving type of plot. It's slow-moving, but it is very interesting. It actually gets pretty crazy and has some really epic moments. You'll kind of be questioning everything just until the final moments, which, yes, it does end in a cliffhanger, but trust me, it's nowhere near as infuriating as Halo 2's ending. With Halo 5, I do get the feeling of finality. I just didn't want it to end. The 3+ year wait for Halo 6, the final entry in 343's Reclaimer trilogy, is going to be agonizing. Ultimately, Halo 5 is a great game. 343 has really found their groove, and they made their real mark on the Halo franchise. The events of the campaign, especially the ending, are universe-changing. The multiplayer is fun, fresh, and buttery smooth, and with Big Team Battle being added, as well as Forge coming in December, which is this month, and tons more maps and game modes coming for free, this game is going to last us quite a while. Halo 5 Guardians receives a phenomenal 9 out of 10. Score is brought down a bit by the short campaign, microtransactions, and lack of split screen, but this game is amazing. It is a definite must-have, and it's well worth its $60 asking price. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Tell me what you guys think of Halo 5 down below if you played it, or if you're really just waiting a bit, wait until the price drops. Just let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay classy, guys.